My name is Jonathan Toke. I'm a Vice President of Haskell. I'm responsible for the Asia Pacific region.
Hi, I'm Bill Herter, Managing Director at Rovasys, responsible for the Asia Pacific region.
Hi, my name is Kok Yong. I'm Asia Head of Business Development for Rovasys.
Haskell was founded over 50 years ago by a gentleman named Preston Haskell. He had a very simple vision. If you could take architects, engineers, and builders and combine them together to produce better solutions and outcomes for their clients, you'd have a more efficient and seamless project management delivery system. That led to the Design Build Institute of America, and over time from Jacksonville, Florida, we spread across the United States into Latin America, and in 2014, we were able to come into Singapore following one of our key clients. Now we are over 1,600 people around the globe, with over 110 in the Asia Pacific region, with offices in Malaysia, Philippines, China, Vietnam, and here in Singapore.
Rovasys was founded in 1989 in Cleveland, Ohio in the US as one of the first independent systems integrators in the globe. We originally focused on process automation, with most of our customers surrounded in the Midwest parts of the States, but we realized that if we truly wanted to grow, we needed to diversify both regionally and in different vertical markets. This led us to expansion into Raleigh, North Carolina, as a result of a pharmaceutical customer that was moving there that required local support and expertise. We followed that same model we learned in Raleigh and applied that to our expansion into Asia in 2008 in our Singapore office. Since then, we further expanded into Europe, as well as additional operations in Asia, in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Taiwan, to where we are now with more than 900 engineers throughout the globe and more than 100 in the Asia Pacific region.
Most of our customers face the same problems. They have limited resources, a rapidly changing market, and they have to plan for things such as public health considerations that might not have been something that was in their original plan when they're deploying into different markets. So we found, as we're working in this region and we focus on business case planning and industrial engineering processes, we needed to find a partner that shared the same values, but in addition to those values, had great technical skills. We're really excited that partner, we found them in Rovasys.
Adding to that, it is critical that the process and facility design is aligned with the automation design in order for the system to be implemented correctly. Oftentimes, there are gaps with the design that tend to be discovered during the proposal process, or even worse, during the implementation process, which tends to cause increase in cost and delay in schedule. Having a single solution provider with Haskell and Rovasys allows our customers to have one point of contact for delivery of their systems, and we can support them from that initial concept design all the way to development and implementation of their automated system.
So from what we observe and experience, automation is always an afterthought. So when you do that, you are missing out a lot of blueprinting into integrating the subsystems like ERP, IT, and logistics. So to circumvent and avoid that, we recommend that we work with critical stakeholders early in the process. So with that, you avoid a lot of costly reworks and patchwork later in the processes.
Automation itself is actually not the goal of this process. We really focus on first understanding the short and long-term needs that you and your investors have, and what are the problems you're trying to solve for. And then we take the opportunity to customize those solutions to different aspects of your process. So for example, a high-speed, repetitive process is very well suited to automation, where a batch process might need something else to be looked at, whether it's your supplier inventory management. Overall, the automation process really helps you discover and completely understand what you're trying to implement and why, and plan it for the short and the long term.
Principles of Industry 4.0 can be applied in a variety of ways, and the benefits are nearly limitless. Whether it be implementing a control system to monitor a single production line, or implementing a global-wide data integration system to monitor various production systems. Customers can utilize Industry 4.0 to collect data from their systems and put it to use. Whether that be visualizing it, putting reports on it, doing analytics, whether it be past historical data or real-time data, they're allowed to use this data to make quick and efficient business decisions, as well as to support day-to-day operations.
Some of the underlying critical factors for digitalization is to increase uptime and productivity. So to do that, we help our customers have an unobstructed view of their current at-ease environment. From there, then can we identify what are the gaps that is hindering their business processes and goals. To do that, typically we can deploy a very simple IoT sensor solution, or we can integrate the various subsystems together, and in some cases together with Haskell, we do process modifications and improvements. Taking an example of a medical supplier, a medical manufacturer here in Singapore, where we successfully implemented an early fault detection system. Rovisis went further. We also suggested design and commission better drives and motors for their conveyor line, and that resulted in OEE improvement of up to 92%.
In the last 30 years, there's been a lot of different management initiatives. Some have been described as TQM, you'll hear about Lean or ISO. What they all have in common is you have to really understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where you're heading. So you have to set objectives, and you have to measure yourself against those objectives over time. This is where this automation and digitization process can fit. The tools themselves might change over time. You hear about laser scanning or virtual factories or simulation or emulation. But what's important to remember is with this team, we're able to help you through the complexity and understand the technology and apply it appropriately. The right amount at the right time so that you can accomplish your business goals and provide the solutions you need to lead yourself forward, you and your team, into the right direction in the future. There are a lot of negative perceptions around the terminology of Industry 4.0 or automation, and a lot of it relates to people that have been doing something successfully for a long time. They might feel they've got a very low labor cost or a very effective way of doing things, and they don't see the purpose of investing in this process. They might also say, really, none of this affects me. My industry is a little bit different. And if you actually step back and look at the industry as a whole, all of us are continuously engaging in digital formats in the way information is exchanged between suppliers, clients, customers, your finance system, your logistics systems. So things as strange as cybersecurity have now become really important in business planning and future-proofing. So what we really like to focus on is getting things to their essence, simplifying as much as possible before you decide to adopt any kind of automation or data gathering system, and that lends itself to preparing for now and in the future.
The partnership between Haskell and Rovisys provides collective expertise to integrate and automate various aspects of our customers' production. This can be anywhere from business systems, logistics, warehousing, all the way down to their automated plant floor. We may implement new systems, such as a full-scale process control system, or we may modify existing systems by maybe adding some IoT devices or just putting in a simple monitoring system. All of it is that collective goal to be able to provide our customers better control, better access to information, and ultimately, better performance of their systems. Collectively, we sit down with our customers, we understand what their needs are, understand what their goals are, and we take our experience and our technical know-how to provide a complete solution to them, all the way from concept design to development and implementation.
So together, Haskell and Rovisys really represent a blend of pragmatic solution providers. All of us have experience in real-world applications in the field, translated all the way through the different business processes that are outside of the manufacturing floor. We might help you look at, is your training and development plan actually making your operators better? Are you actually doing appropriate preventative maintenance? Or are you able to look into how your sales forecasting ties into your production and manufacturing? All of these things start though with a great partnership, us being able to become a trusted advisor and help you through what seems like a very complex series of technical solutions, and ultimately still focusing on your long-term success for you and your customers.